Hello guys. Sorry. Hello, paranoia. Paranoia. It's funny that this is the first time I've seen it, but when you have food buff, and I'm assuming it's food buff, it actually works in Heart of the Mist. That's why I'm getting 80 HP. Yep. I should have 15.17 or something like that. 15.417. That's the HP you should have. So the food buff is actually working here. I don't know if they never disabled if they you can actually check, I guess, if you're supposed to have this much. It's possible that they didn't disable the food buff that you get from, like, the ascended food buff, or if it's that you have the primers that they bypass it somehow. Regardless, it's only in Heart of the Mist anyway, so like when you go into a game they get removed, so no. Hello Giamaya. Do you have a nick that you prefer me to call you instead of butchering it every time? I swear it's like I'm coming up with new names every day for you. G. And that's the part that is hard though. F3. Wait. It's just waiting time, so you guys can chill with me until the AT starts. Good evening, dog man cat. Yo, I actually came up with a funny sub goal. I don't know if I should do it, but I thought it was a funny idea at least. Imagine, but I don't know if how that would work. I actually never seen, but do people like for ATs? Do people actually search people here? Yeah, they actually do. Hmm. Alright. Yeah, I was thinking. I wonder which one is the most active one. Like, is it more like I've never I'd have to look, but is it more people searching for people in the LFG on like weekends and stuff? I would like to try, but for that I would need another alt account, I think, or yeah, like the sub goal would be undercover, joining like a gold 3 group or something like that, or like yeah, go any lower ranked like group for AT just to see, and then obviously not them not knowing that it's me. That would be pretty fun. See if we would get any flame, like if we would get flamed as thief. Go decap far or something. It would be actually pretty funny. Yeah, that would actually be. Oh yeah, here I see one. Where did it go? Late night. I mean, this is not that late, but yeah. Um, got back into Guild Wars 2 a couple of weeks ago, made my mind up and went all out and trying to get decent at power rev. Ain't going too well Gold 2 currently, my mechanics are so rubbish over 2 years of the game. Yeah, it definitely, like, it's not only about mechanics either, it's like, if you haven't played for a while, you haven't even gone through the February patch either, which was last year. So the game has changed, like, it's still Guild Wars 2, right? It's still the same weapon sets, sort of the same build, same, like there's not new utilities or anything like that, but the February patch definitely did, like it changed a lot of things because they tried to slow down the play style or like the game in general, so they increased a lot of like utilities, heals, everything. They increased the cooldown and they tried to lower, in general, just tons of things. So like 2 years ago, it's like playing Rev is not the same as how it used to be. The Rehabilitator. Hello. Hello, Kurule. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't really play Rev either, I mean, okay, if you played it a little bit, it's still, like as you say, but that's the thing what I meant as well. Like they change things with Rev, which makes it different to play as well. So, but Rev is a good choice. I think. I mean, Rev has been extremely good ever since it got released, pretty much. Obviously, like it's kind of funny with the February patch that came out last year. Like Rev had the most amount of builds that would work in the meta. Like you could genuinely like this team called Worms. This was actually, I don't remember if that was before the February patch or after, but they actually kind of, no, it had to be after because they made like 5 Revs like work in a comp. You could play like Ventari, and you could play Renegade builds, and you could play Power. I don't think they played Power Herald. I think that was probably the one that suffered the most, funny enough. Before the February patch, like Power Rev was just on steroids. It's like genuinely the most broken class at that point. Okay, well, core DPT was also pretty disgusting, but Revs were pretty nuts. But yeah, after the February patch, you could play like Condi Rev, Renegade, Ventari. Like you could even play like 4 or 5 Renegades. There's just, but yeah, Rev had a lot of good. It's not like Power Herald was bad. It was just that it suffers a lot versus Condi classes, and at that point, Condi Thief was a thing. The Condi Pistol Dagger spec. So which like, you could obviously, like, people played support and stuff, but just having to babysit the Herald all the time is just, meanwhile you can just bunker up and play like a Renegade or something, or Condi Rev, and you just laugh at that Condi Thief. They don't do anything to you. So it's like, why would you then play Power Herald if you're just getting pressured all the time? You can't roam because the Thief, if he just spikes you once, you're kind of fucked. I watched Sizer stream the last couple of days, and I have to say Sword Thief gameplay looks so different. I mean, I don't. The thing is, like the only decent Sword Dagger spec that, like, SD Daredevil has always kind of felt so awkward. Like the dodges just don't play nicely with Sword Dagger, right? Like Core Thief just feels extremely like more fluid, or like it just, yeah, I don't know how to say it. Like Dash just makes it feel so awkward. Like don't get me wrong, like Dash is an extremely good skill, or like it it's just that, yeah, I don't know. It feels just silly to dodge. But yeah, Acro is just so nerfed, and Core Thief just falls behind, especially after the February patch. Like you don't do enough damage in. Like they had to overbuff. You know, I said when Path of Fire came that, or well, I was saying it for a long time. I said the SD will never be meta again unless they buff it to hell, or they nerf everything to hell, and they keep it as it is. And what they did was they created a new trait called Swindler's Equilibrium in Acro, which was basically like more damage when you're wielding a sword. And it before, like they've revamped that trait like 3 or 4 times by now. The first version was basically so when you steal, you have steal on cooldown obviously, but if you evade an attack, which SD does plenty of, right? Like your sword 3 will evade, and obviously your dodges. So you would reset your steal instantly after that, which was like, okay, so you have double steal pretty much on a 20-second cooldown, which is just because you could dodge any AoE as well on the ground, like just dodge through it and you would reset it. And it also had a flat damage bonus. I think it was like 10% or something, 5 or 10%. Then later on they made it 50% recharge of your steal, so 10 seconds of your steal and when you evaded something. And eventually they removed the flat out bonus damage. I think they did that with majority of traits. Like this is the only one that kinda still stuck around. Maybe there's other on other classes, but in general they made it like this. They put just power damage, like the numbers, not percentages, like just plus 80 power instead of like plus 5%, like no modifiers. So yeah, but SD, yeah, it's just yeah, SD just, yeah, it's just not good. Like you can play it fine in ranked, you'll still have mobility and stuff, and people will play non-meta builds, and sometimes people won't even play bunkers. So of course you can do absolutely fine on SD if you enjoy playing SD and it's your type of playstyle. Absolutely, it's still thief is thief, right? You use your mobility, you bully them off node, you +1 or whatever. The thing that makes SD a little bit like that can work nice sometimes is that you can actually somewhat, I'd say maybe team fight, but you're just still just a worse Rev pretty much. Like Rev, I'd say Rev and SD Thief is pretty much the same. Like SD Thief might have a little bit more mobility and that you can disengage easier, but Rev is just 10 times more the damage though. So and neither have access to stealth. So yeah. But if you like it, you can play it. So that's what I've been saying. Like we had a guy who was playing. There's one guy who's been playing Dagger Thief, like power with smokescreen. I don't know if it was before the February patch. I can't actually remember, but yeah, I mean maybe it has to have been after, right? I think so. But yeah. But yeah, I feel like any core spec of Thief just got it so hard for many reasons, right? Shortbow 5 is a big nerf for core Thief compared to like Daredevil. Like it's crazy. Still fun to play. I think core SD still got played after the Swindler's nerf. Yeah. Like, well, it's not only the February patch that kind of hit the nail in the coffin either. But yes, you're correct. Even in the like after the last nerf to Swindlers, you still played SD. Or well, no, well, actually, I mean, okay, the period of time I can't remember exactly, but once I discovered the pistol whip build, I don't remember if you played SD before that or if it was DP. I yeah, I actually can't remember. It's possible that you played SD, but I didn't play for a very long time either, so I actually can't remember because Because I think I did Tournament of Legends, and I can't remember when that was, 2019. And after I won that, I took like a really long break, and I came back, and maybe that's when I played Pistol Whip. Actually can't remember. No. People did not. I meant the other way around. That I can't remember if SD fell off that you started playing DP and then went Pistol Whip, or if it was SD until Pistol Whip and then core DP. Because in the end it was Pistol Whip. Like before the February patch, people played Pistol Whip for a very long time, and then we kind of discovered that core DP Thief build with Assassin's Signet and Smokescreen with like permastealth like Shadow Arts core DP Thief. Um, but after the February patch, SD fell off pretty hard because Thief struggles a lot with like Marauder nerf was really shit for Thief. That's because you lose so much HP, right? And as, in general, I'd say like Escapist is such a good trait as well, and that one also got nerfed. But of course, it's not gonna make or break SD. But you didn't really play Daredevil either. But core, it's I don't know if it's just instant reflexes either. It's just that you didn't do much damage anymore. And as I've always said, SD also depends on the meta, right? So if the meta is very heavy, like non-block, then yeah, you might as well just play DP then. But Thief kind of just falls off, which we saw sort of. Oh, I wouldn't say fell off, but you Necros were so tanky in general after the February patch. Like you could play that meat shield Necro and you could have like 3 people. I mean, we played a really bad comp. Like we lost the first or second monthly after the February patch, and we still played like Power Herald and I think Mesmer. I think Mesmer. I think SD, SP, core DP. It's very possible, yeah. I can't remember, but I think because I was saying that I had like this vague memory of that DP was not far, like Daredevil DP was not far behind like core, like that was like the backup version to be played after core DP was gonna get nerfed because everyone knew that that was gonna get nerfed. So, did I miss any? No, you did not. It just started 15. Every AT is always 15. So, but okay. Hello, Born Again. But yeah, core just kind of fell off in general with Marauder getting nerfed as well. Like you don't have access to Marauder's resilience, so you can't really go Zerk and Divinity. Yeah, you can't go Zerk Divinity either. And Marauder, after that nerf, you're doing a lot less damage. And obviously, as I said, like the meta was not really revolving around like Guardians. Like that's why core SD was so good in the meta before. Like you played Firebrand Scourge, right? And DP Thief is just so bad versus any guard spec. Like I'm not gonna say like okay you can't do anything, but you do your spike, but your follow up is so bad because they just spam Aegis, right? And every time they spam Aegis, DP just can't stick in a fight long enough. Meanwhile SD can you just sit there and you just destroy them by boon ripping them all the time, and that's what you did versus Firebrand Scourge pretty much, while you're also avoiding damage, right? So since Sword 3 is just an evade, so it was easy for you, and then you could always just port out to safety and then back in again, and that's why SD was so good in team fighting. Especially versus Revenants, like as DP Thief, once your Shadow Step and your Stun Break is over, like well, what do you do then? You're just destroyed. I need to fix I think I have effect LOD on, I'm not sure. But yeah. Like I don't know if yes. Stun break. Okay. Who's on my team? Secret agents. Yeah, I have to remove that one. It's can't do anything in Walrus World or PvE if I ever play with effect LOD on. Like I really hope that with DirectX that it's gonna help what Ainit is doing. Like I'm not expecting like miracles or anything, but I'd prefer to not having to keep toggling that on and off. So. What does effect LOD affect? So, for example, if you fight a Revenant and they do a glint knockback like the Elite, if you have effect LOD toggled on, you might actually like that visual actually don't appear. So not always. I don't know. I've never really paid attention. It's like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But marks doesn't show properly, or just some effects like skill effects, they just disappear. And sometimes if you don't see it and then you have to dodge something crucial, then you just die. It happens so many times. Like I can't, like, sure, a lot of Guild Wars 2 comes from watching like animations of the characters, but I think Thief is on close. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't get it in time. He's probably gonna go middle now. Yep. What? That's also something that they still haven't fixed. I don't know if they will ever. I can't interrupt him because I got in animation. Like the desyncs, I don't know if they will ever fix that. Of like when people stealth and they come out of stealth, they're normally never ever 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 at that spot that they come out at, and then suddenly like it updates after a few seconds and boom. So. Watch the thief running from their spawn to our close to decap. Soon. I don't know. DA over Shadow Arts. I'm just playing the LRs for fun. Like as I said, it's I think to be honest, I think in general it really doesn't matter. Not even in like if you would play it's close now. If you actually play organized team play, I actually don't think it even matters then, because if you play like a proper comp with like Necro and whatever, like you bunker up everywhere, it's yeah, I don't see any difference. I guess you benefit more from being Shadow Arts because you have lower cooldown on Shadow Step and Blinding Powder. That's it. But the damage difference or anything else just doesn't really matter. I guess if you would ever take like a 2v2 or something, I guess Shadow Arts just it gets better. As I said, like the shorter cooldown you have, the better, right? Like your heal will get 6 seconds, Shadow Step 10 seconds, Blinding Powder 8 seconds, so it's a big difference. Like sure, improv, even if you would steal every time with improv, it resets one of your utilities every 16 seconds. So, but that, yeah, it's that also means that you have to land swipe every time, and yeah, you also have to obviously have used your utility for it to recharge. So, but yeah, I'd say that Shadow Arts is still obviously meta since your damage really doesn't matter. Like Deadly Arts might do a little bit more damage. It feels a little bit more fun. With having double stolen abilities is sometimes more fun or enjoyable. RNGing improv at like when you think that you're dead and you're like, oh hey look, I swiped and I reset like Shadow Step or Blinding Powder. That's pretty cool. It's a little bit more riskier as well, like especially in ranked. But yeah, you can do a little bit more damage on Deadly Arts, especially in ranked. For you can have some crazy modifiers actually in ranked if people don't cleanse. You have this one is extremely good. Like when you steal backstab, that's also another thing. Like you lose. It depends if you feel bad about it, but you lose stealth on steal, which can be nice sometimes, where you can just steal into someone and just backstab instantly. It's like, yeah, that combo is pretty okay to do. But as Deadly Arts, you can. It feels bad as Shadow Arts to do like steal backstab. It feels silly because you don't really gain anything from it. You can just open with a backstab and then save your steal for another steal backstab. But Deadly Arts, yeah, you can. This one, when you steal backstab, you apply vulnerability as well, 5%, which is 5% more damage, and then you have exposed weakness, which is every unique condi that's on the enemy, you will do more damage. So you obviously with Deadly Arts you apply poison, which you don't do when you're Shadow Arts. So when you steal backstab someone, you will apply weakness and you will apply poison. If you shadow shot them, obviously that as well. So, and then you run compounding with Shadow Arts. You normally run. I didn't swap, but normally if I run Shadow Arts, I would run revocation for the extra boon rip. But you lose out on boon rip. I guess that's another thing with Shadow Arts. You have at least four boon rip. As Deadly Arts, you only have 2. So. I started playing without auto targeting, and it's pretty hard to like relearn. Someone has some tips training. I think it's just I actually don't even know what it does, but if you ever swap things like keybinds and everything, it just comes by practicing. Like the more you play, the better. Obviously, if you don't want to lose rank and stuff, I'd suggest that you spam unranked. Hell, even going into PvE would probably help as well. So just play. Eventually, you will get used to it. But yeah, I just play. I play Deadly Arts mostly for ranked. That's it. And just if it was a tournament, I'd probably play Shadow Arts, yeah. But normally, other than that, I probably just stick with Deadly Arts because I'm having more fun with it. Who are you playing with? It's random players. Oh yeah, by the way, I had. What do you guys think about a sub goal for me joining a lower rated group, like lower rated group for ATs as like undercover? I'd obviously need to fix an alt account that people don't know me on, and yeah, like a gold group or something. and join on Thief and see if they would flame or something. I don't know if I could stream that then, but I don't know. I'm newly returned to Guild Wars 2 and playing core DP. I'm playing to try and cap nodes as much as possible and then +1 if I see someone. Is that right? I'd always say that a lot of people have this misconception of Thief that your job is mainly to decap. Look, for me, the best thing as a thief is when there's someone dead on the enemy team. Like, especially when it comes to ranked as well. People, they just don't regroup ever. So I'd always prioritize getting a kill first of all. The times I would decap is in scenarios like, look, okay, our team just lost a fight. If you have the possibility to decap, obviously you go decap. If sometimes when you're in a big fight where maybe you +1 a 4v3 or a 5v4 or whatever, as soon as you get like 1-2 kills and you see that your team is fine, that's when I would try to then go for, like, you don't need to stay for the cleanup. Not always. Sometimes you might have, but then I would probably greed for the decap just to snowball them even harder, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. But I would always prefer to try to get kills first of all. If it's not possible, like if your team is like playing silly and stuff, then obviously you would have to try go for the decaps first. And then if you ask me when should I full cap and stuff, that's also, it's very hard to say in general. It's something that just it will come automatically. But when you play ranked, sometimes you leave your teammates and you go for a decap, maybe a full cap, because maybe you kill like a lot of people, but then they're in an equal fight, or maybe they're outnumbering like 3v2 after you kill a couple people, and then you're like, there's no way they're gonna die, and then they end up team wiping. Like, that happens. Like, it actually happens. So yeah. You have no idea how many of these gold players keeps telling me to never team fight, to only decap. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the thing. I know myself. So I've had games where, like, we know the flaws in matchmaking. So when you're high legend, like two people duo queuing at at legend or whatever, high legend, maybe when an AT is being played, it's a very big chance that you get matched up with like very low rated players sometimes, which has happened many times for me. So you get into low gold games and they don't even know who we are and stuff, and then they're like flaming like, Thief, why are you not decapping? And the guy's like, literally the enemy might even be AFKing on the node. I'm like, I wonder. But yeah, it's believe me, even me, I've gotten so many whispers about like, go decap, or we're two thieves, you can't even decap, and it's something that will always exist. But that's just because they don't know either how it's supposed to be played. So like, yeah. Reminds me of Hellset carrying lower rated players. Yeah, it would just be fun to I don't know, maybe a sub goal to do that. Like, go join like a low rated gold group on an alt, and see what would happen. It would be fun. They're gonna disengage. What? Oh, what? How did I swap back to? Oh yeah, I thought. Okay, never mind. It's fine. I think they have support, so if we kill the guard here, which we should, I think he's dead actually. I don't know. I kind of want to pressure him. Oh, that's my bad. Well, he's gonna glyph him now, so I think that now he got the knock. Nice. Well, they can clean. For example, this is what I meant. What's your name? You disappear now. Hold the onion. Like, look, now I left my team. For example, I don't need to stay there to clean up. Here, I rather than go for the snowball. Helping close is kind of I'm not. I don't need to be the one that helps close. I rather snowball the map, right? My Guardian is supporting him in a fight. They don't have a support there, so they are two DPSers. Um, so here I go for a full kill because obviously the map is free. Since we have so many kills on the map, I think 3 kills. And yeah, I didn't see if there was someone who went here actually. But yeah, normally in ranked, now the enemies would probably like these people are. Oh, he actually he alt F4. What the fuck? Or what? But yeah, normally like in ranked, people would just run out, even though they have deaths. Like maybe one teammate is respawning or something. That's why I say it's so good to have kills on the map, because the enemies, they don't care about regrouping. They just want to go play. They just want to go out and kill or try to do something. They will run into the map, try to 1v1 someone. Meanwhile, like 2 people in their team is respawning, and then you as thief go there and +1 for free. The only thing is that you're obviously on a timer as well. You have to still kill them faster before they come from respawn. But that's your job, right? If you're not doing it correctly, then that's where you need to improve. You want to outnumber as quickly as possible, and yeah. Um, mm, mm, mm. For 1v1s, I mean, if you're asking 1v1s as like if you think that thief is gonna 1v1 other classes, well, then neither of those actually do it in like if again, it's like I think most questions always revolve around like ranked, right? So yes, you have the possibility of 1v1 classes in ranked, because people, it's gonna be a very big difference in skill level. People might play different, like not the most optimal builds. You can 1v1 classes on each spec, both SD and EP. Each of them have their own strengths. However, if you play like organized like tournaments and stuff, Thief is just like, if your goal is to become a good player and you want to play like tournaments, or then Thief has no business 1v1ing whatsoever, unless you're talking about Wall vs Wall, which is a completely different, like, yeah, it's not PvP, like it's not SPvP, it's way different there. So I think it's a good idea to play Demolisher / Divinity runes on Power Herald until I get used to the game. Usually played with Zerk, but since I'm probably the wrong one to ask since I don't really play Revenant, but yeah, I think yeah, actually don't know. I think a lot of people before the February patch, there were some people that actually played Demolishers over Zerker, or maybe that was actually the normal, or yeah. Hell, maybe even try Marauder then, if you don't want to play Zerker. At least Marauder has more HP. Or well, yeah. Do you think it's possible for new players to get up into the top 10 and be able to compete at you at the same level? If you mean top 10 by rank, it doesn't really mean that much, since people, like most of the people that are top rated, I'm not gonna say everyone or always, but most of the people that climb to the top, they always they obviously they do a queue first of all, and they there's many ways you can abuse the ladder. Obviously queue early mornings, since we have a low player base in general. When you queue, like when you do a queue at high rating, like if I would do a queue with Misha at 1800 rating, and we would queue 4 in the morning when an AT is being played or something, like we would get into really low rated games. Is it risky? Yeah, sure. We can. There's absolutely a chance that we can lose a game because maybe we get 3 players who are, maybe it's a big possibility to get bots or extremely like low rated players that don't really understand PvP at all, and then maybe there's like a couple Plat 1, Plat 2 players that at least understand the game a little bit, then obviously it becomes harder for me and Misha to carry that game, and maybe we end up losing because they're just hard feeding, or they don't hold nodes, or maybe someone AFKs. We don't know. So yes, there's a possibility of still losing, but you definitely have a bigger chance than obviously queuing in prime time. Uh, at 4 a.m. you get +1 and 35. Yeah, but to get to like top 10 rating, it's still, you can absolutely do it, and especially if like the best way still is you do your placements, try to get. I'd I'd probably always wait a week before I do my placements. The higher rating people have, you still get into higher, like your rating is volatile. That's what I'm trying to say. So a win for you is going to give you so much points, and obviously a loss is going to give you a lot of minus. Um, but you want to get as good placement games as possible, so you end up maybe like if you go 10-0 and you played versus decent players and you place legend, your rating is so volatile that it doesn't matter if you queue at 4 a.m. in the morning. You can still get, then you might end up with like 20 points or like 15-20 points. Once you're at a very high, you have to play 120 games in total to be on the leaderboard, right? But a lot of people play under the minimum games required, so you don't know. Right now there's a guy who's 1853. I'm 1814. I'm not on the leaderboard, right? Because I don't have the minimum games required. So some people obviously they abuse the fact that they always stay under the minimum games required. So people can't know, like, am I safe to get rank 1 with 1853 when the second is 1810? No, not really. You might not be actually. And then they just queue. They don't care if they're winning 1 rating. Hell, they don't even care if they win 0, because they might be at 1900 as long as they keep winning games, so they have enough games played. That's kind of the idea. Um, but so yeah, and I definitely don't say that you're only gonna win +1. Does it happen? Sure, but in general you can still win 4 or 5 ratings. So um, I love how part of your legacy comes from that one tournament game where you went close as a joke, and it has been meta in lower ranks ever since. That Thief should go close in the opener. I can't remember, but yeah, it's very possible. Yeah. Newer players win any of the big tournaments? Um, it's a hard question. Is there players that can get at that level? Absolutely, yeah. But the thing is that most of the old top players, they stick together, because it's hard to break into those like circles. I don't know how to say. Like, as long as we all keep playing, we obviously will keep playing with each other over than ditching one of our like longtime friends. And the game it's not like each expansion and stuff like changes the game so extremely much. It's still the same game, or it's still the same ideas behind it. Will we be rusty? Yeah, sure. But we still have the understanding, like the base understanding of the game, which that's enough for us to then just obviously play and learn the classes and then play together again. And then it doesn't matter if we were away for a year. So, hello, Authentic. Long time no see. I find it easier to queue on dueling classes, vote teamfight maps, and then swap Necroguard. Yeah, but that's another thing that what people are doing. That if you're duo queuing as well, for example, if you're a thief player, you prefer. I would prefer to never get a thief, like double thief in general in your matches. It's not that it's 100% that you're gonna lose, right? I won many games with double thief. In general, is it good? No, I'd say no, because double thief, like, it's just not a good comp. I'd take anything over that. So what you can do is then with your duo queue partner, you duo queue as thief, then there's no chance that you will ever get thief on your team, right? So there's a lot of people that are abusing the fact that, like how previously you never wanted Necros on your team because they were just free food. So you would do duo queue on Necro and then swap. Once the game starts, you can swap, obviously. So yeah, that's another thing that people are doing. Um, Sounds like you don't like Walrus World much. I don't. I have nothing against Walrus World. I actually came from Walrus World to PvP back in the day, so I was a main Walrus World player before I started PvPing. I'd say. I mean, Walrus World is still PvP, but to a different. Yeah. You know each other too, so it's easier to trust them and know what they will do. Yeah, I mean, of course. Um, but yeah, I mean, the closest that I can say of a new player, but that's also kind of, are they really new? Boys has been playing the game probably. I actually don't know if he ever played since the beginning of the game, but he was never in the PvP scene, right? I don't know when he kind of started. The same with Obindo as well. They were both also Walrus World players, but they started coming later, like in HOT. That's when they started touching PvP, because I'm assuming that's when roaming kind of felt it's kind of dying, and the expansions, maybe balance patches, whatever. And obviously, Boys was not a top player in HOT. Maybe he played with what's his name, like Tiskin and stuff sometimes, but it's later on I don't know, maybe closer to like end of HOT when he started getting recognized, and in Path of Fire obviously. Maybe I even started playing with him in end of HOT, I can't remember, but definitely in Path of Fire. But it has to have been Path of Fire. But that's probably the closest example that I can give you to someone that I guess I'd consider new. But then again, is it really new anymore? How many hours? I have no idea how many hours. I don't know. I think he has more games played in ranked than me though. So yeah. Returning player can't decide between Hollow Grenade and Radiance DH for PvP and climbing and what is World roam. I mean, I don't really roam, so for asking me any advice in Warriors World is never gonna be like correct, because I actually don't know much about Warriors World. I go in with my build, that's it, that's what I know, and then I don't. What is this? Fuck. Nice. Necro Wars 2. But in PvP, uh, by Radiance DH, do you mean like Longbow DH, like the Zerk one? I don't really know. I don't know the trait lines for Guardian. I know the names, but I have no idea what they do. So is it Burn DH? Are you talking about Burn DH maybe? Burn DH is kind of, it got nerfed quite a lot, so it's obviously not the strongest anymore. I think mostly most people play Zerker DH Longbow. That's it. So Nade Hollow is obviously very all around in PvP, so you can't really go wrong with Nade Hollow. Right, like Nade Hollow, you're obviously not the strongest 1v1er like you're not really a 1v1er either. Can you 1v1 classes? Yes. You can team fight? Yes. You can roam? Yes. Like you're just genuinely good all over the map. Meanwhile, like your 1v1 is obviously not the strongest when it comes to fighting meta specs. Like if a Prot Hollow pushes you on Nade Hollow, like you have zero chance of killing that, for example. But I don't know all matchups either for Nade Hollows, so I can't really give you good advice there either. All I know is that it's a decent class. Staff Daredevil is good for group roaming. There's probably a lot of like things you can play, but I just, yeah, for me it doesn't really matter. Have to. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you even vault anymore after the nerfs to vault? Like, do you not just what's it called? Oh yeah, did he just die? Feels bad, man. He got downstairs. Maybe I should have stomped for him. What? He didn't rally either. What the fuck? Yeah, maybe what was I saying? I lost my thought now. Yeah, after the nerfs to that, do you even vault anymore? Do you not just use weakening charge? I thought that's the play here. Is minion scourge actually interesting? Oh, I kind of wanted to fear him off node, and then maybe he gets the. I'll stomp him for you, and he can stomp the other guy maybe. Like, yeah, there we go. What are the meta team fight specs? I haven't really watched any tournaments lately, like other than just normal ATs, but I don't know how much people try hard. What I know is Core Guardian is obviously is mandatory in every comp. Like you just have to play Core Guard, right? Support. It's just without support you just lose, right? So Core Guard support, we know that much. He's gonna try to. I thought he was gonna. Necro is obviously mandatory. I think genuinely you can actually probably play 3 Necros. If you decide to build your comps around Necro, you can probably get away with playing 3 Necros, Guardian, and Thief if you want to. You can probably do 1 Necro, Guardian, Thief, and then build your comp around that, what you want. Like, it's really hard to say what's gonna be the strongest. So each of them have their weakness. So just depends on yeah, the enemy comp as well. What can they play? What can they do to counter your comps? But yeah, you can't get away without playing Core Guard, for example, and yeah. The meta is extremely boring in 5v5. That's all I can say. As long as Necro exists, it's just the most resident sleeper meta. Just I don't mind Reaper that much, but even Reaper is like, it's also just so crazy good. And it's all because of the February patch. It's just everything got so tanky. After, like, Necro Sustain didn't get touched that much. Right? You still have your Shroud, especially as or how it is normally, and yeah, it's the damage got lowered a lot. So obviously, how are you gonna kill something that just tanks you, right? Like the fact that you can play Minion Master Necro and be like, it's just silly. Like you sustain yourself good enough for your like AI. I've never ever, like, Minion Necro has never ever been in the meta ever. Have you seen them in ranked? Sometimes, sure, but just the fact that they even have winning matchups is yeah, it's just kind of silly. The thing that makes it extremely stupid to play versus a Necro stack as well in mid fights is just the constant AoE spam, and it's not fun to watch. It's not hard to do. It's and yeah, just Well of Darkness is a big problem. Like obviously they touched the spec that made it even worse, which was Scourge, because you could just spam barrier for your team, which made pretty much everyone just no one died, you know. Like even if someone ever died, you just with Necros you would just drop the poison cloud, and you would drop Well of Darkness, so yeah, you blind them, so no one can cleave, and you can't really do projectiles, and yeah, it's not fun. But that's what I meant with even if we would delete core Necro and like just because of even Reaper is at that point where it's so good after the February patch, because like if you would play Reaper before February patch, you wouldn't even be playing the game. You would just be in constant respawn. Like no support would be able to keep you alive because of the amount of damage that was in the game. Now when damage is so much lower, right? You just yeah, you still survive even if people jump you. Even if you play Zerker, you still survive like long enough for it to be worth playing Reaper. That's the crazy part. So even if we would nerf, like remove core Necro and like Scourge completely, like they don't even exist, I think still you would play Reaper. And it's not like you don't do any damage on Reaper either, like you do crazy good damage, so yeah. But yeah, obviously I would prefer Reaper anytime. Fuck. Is there any way to get back to before? Yeah, I wish there was a button like that too. The thing is, I don't think Anet is ever. They would never do that. Like the amount of things that they changed, I'm assuming it still required a lot of work for them to do that, right? The February patch, even if it ended up being really bad for the game. Like, how long have we had problems with Necros, right? It's been taking so long for them to even fix this, you know. Like it also makes people not want to play. Like the player base. I also don't like what's it called? All the extra resting power is also something that I hope they fix, right? Like it's not only Necro either. Like I really don't like the idea of healing power affecting how fast you res. I don't like that at all. And the fuck. You also have the what's it called? After they removed Mender's Amulet, they made there's a sigil that increases your outgoing healing. That one also that also helps you rest faster. So there's so much rest power as well with Necros being tanky, and on top of that, them having utilities that prevents people from cleaving properly. It's just that's what especially with Scourge, so you barrier share. You just put down so much garbage on the node, and on the side you also play something tanky that if you're a thief and you go outnumber and you leave your team outnumbered in middle, yeah, your team might still survive and not die, but they might lose the cap, and once you lose the cap, it's still extremely hard for you to get it back. So you went and outnumbered something that is so tanky, and you still didn't kill it because, yeah, well, that's just how the game is. Signet Res is cancer too. I actually don't. Look. I like having those like Warbanner, Signet, and Glyph. The only thing that I have a problem is, but I don't know how to solve it either, is that Guardian pretty much just gets a free cast of it, right? Like there's no class except Thief that can prevent it. But for you to be able to do that, you have to have pretty much 2 cooldowns saved up and still kill someone, and then most of the time they still can hand rest that too. So it's like I have to have Shadow Step up because swipe is just 600 range, which like if the Guardian just position himself properly from the Thief, I'll never get the swipe on him. So I have to have Shadow Step and then swipe. Like the enemy team can also prevent that. Like they can just stealth him if they want to. Like the enemy Thief, if your teammate goes down, like like the thief player can actually stealth the guardian, which makes it even harder. But that would be skillful then. I would say that okay, if they did that to prevent the rest, the interrupt, that's extremely good. Then they did something good. But that's also that occurs very often because you put down the smoke screen as thief on the down body, and yeah, your necro, like if you spam marks like plague mark the number 4, I think it's a blast. So if enemy steps in it, they actually proc stealth. So yeah. But yeah, I like Ellie and Warrior. They can get interrupted by headshot, and like Mantra. Mantra is obviously a little bit stronger because, or well, extremely much stronger, but that's still a utility. So you trade a utility for something strong, like a stronger interrupt. It's just that. But yeah, as thief, then you can headshot and you can interrupt, but then you have to keep an eye on the Ellie. Sometimes the Ellie can also do something good by, like, if he has Earth Shield, like the number 4 on Earth, and he can use that to avoid projectiles, or he like he starts casting his glyph and then blinks away, so you can't interrupt, like you're out of range. Then you have to have your Shadow Step and like, as I said again, like Shadow Step steal or Shadow Step headshot. You can do that too, I guess, if you didn't use shield. But that adds complexity to the game, in my opinion. The thing is just the Guardian, they have no problem casting it because they have stability, and they have so much stability. But that's the thing, right? Because they added when they, yeah, I don't know what to do about it. It's like if you remove stab from them as well, like you're just gonna train them down, and they would just die. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. The game is pretty faster paced, and people can die fast unless both teams have Scourge on top of guard. You mean now or before, or what? Heart of Thorns. I mean, Necro was played in early or like mid Heart of Thorns. You had like a version of Reaper when it was absolutely crazy good, because they made Condi Reapers. Like Chill was a Condi, and then they had an amulet called Mercenary Amulet, which was removed after a couple of months. It was like super tanky Condi amulet and power at the same time. Like, it is so stupid. It's like Minstrel amulet existed as well, like, and those things just got removed after a while. But that made Reaper really strong. But I don't think Necro was, like, in the end of HOT you could play Necro with your comp. You could also drop Necro for Revenant if you wanted to. I still don't agree with faster pace. The reason why is, like, even if you by some miracle, like if you do a big clusterfuck team fight, like 4v4, like let's pretend, like, and you necro stack, then even if you have core necro or whatever, the fact is still, like, thief runs smokescreen, which is I get rid of this skill completely. It's just, I don't like it personally. Like, I don't know why they felt the need to change it in the first place either. I don't like it at all to have it in the game, even if it's a long cooldown, whatever. But yeah, what you do is you put it on the down body, and you put Well of Darkness, which is blind spam as well, and enemies take damage, so they can't even go there. You put like the Poison Cloud, so you can't projectile. So who's gonna kill? Like, you hand rest that. You don't even have to, like, no one can cleave that, because there's just, you're perma blinded, you're perma weakness, like, you just have everything. You can't do anything. So yeah, again, like, he's gonna return as well. If they go, oh, that's, I don't know how they died, actually. Feels bad, man. Dodge the spear. What the fuck? Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know how they died. I didn't really pay attention. Maybe spiking the thief the first time there was not that good. That might be my bad. But just watch out for the pool after. He has to leave. He's gonna stealth up. That's fine for me. He wants to pull me. Yeah. How did it? What? I'm like literally behind. I should die here. But that was silly. What the hell? I don't know how that happened, but whatever. Hopefully they win close and then we can decap middle. I can't remember anyone hand racing against us. Yeah, but at the same time, like, how many organized, like, how many actual teams are playing right now? Like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't, obviously I haven't scrimmed since he's gonna try to, yeah. It's fine. I guess he's trying to tank the node, but yeah, he has to leave anyway, so the Guardians are respawning. I don't know if I kind of want to go for it. But yeah, how many teams have you actually fought that are necro stack still? You know, like there's so many things that like I obviously I haven't scrimmed, so I can't say with certainty. But I still see like, how would you ever cleave versus corrosive cloud, smoke screen on the body, and well of darkness with blind spam? Like what would you do against that? Like how do you do damage to that? I don't see it. Okay, I'm gonna go for the decap. Right, and then obviously Guardian can even like with the dome and whatever. Like he the anti-projectile, when he starts resing it gets added. Yeah, there's a lot of things, as you say, like a lot of random changes that really doesn't make sense, sadly. But what can you do about it? I don't know if he actually did he not know that I was here, or did he not have any option to run anywhere else? I guess, I don't know. It just looked kind of funny. Oh, I missed that. That's my bad. He's gonna dodge. Interrupt him. We got the seal. Nice. If we would have tried to time our Heartseeker with that Elixir S, he would have dodged out of Elixir, and then we would have missed the Heartseeker, and we would have been in global, so we wouldn't have been able to can stealth us here. Should be able to, can also cleanse here. I think I got the guard. I'm gonna fear them here. Gonna fear Teapot as well. Can't interrupt this yet. No, I won't get it. Oh no, he had the stealth. Fuck. I might actually die. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I tank one of those, Thief is going for decap. Okay, so I was a little bit scared for the Thief actually. I'm fine with that. We got rid of the Signet. We should. Okay, we don't have the clear here. Okay, he should die again though. So fine. Like, this team fight is obviously very slow, but okay, he got up again. What? That's kind of crazy actually. Aeon is low too. Okay, she had because a decap is not really gonna do anything, right? If I chase the Thief and for a decap, it's just silly at that point. Like, I rather than pressure them and eventually we win the team fight, and then we will win the map anyway. So gonna bass him after. Should get him again. I got him again. Fucking hate that skill though. He has S still, I think. He has to S here then. He didn't, but he's leaping here. Okay. No, it's not. Playing Deadly Arts. I mean, for those either spec is just there's no difference. I played DP, Shadow Wars, and Deadly Arts since the beginning of the game. The game like it's just same playstyle. Like the only little thing that you have to keep in mind about sorry, like the only difference in I'm gonna cleanse here actually. How the fuck that rest? Like look at this, like, and that's not even with utilities, right? Like that's not even utilities. It's so silly. Like imagine having all the other stuff on it, as I already mentioned. Like could that cleave have been better? But yeah, of course. But as I said, like you try to do that with people who are already prepared on voice, dropping stuff on the body when he's about to go down before you can. Okay, I did not see that. What the fuck? Okay, well it's fine. He can't cleave me anyways. So yeah, there's what? I blinded him? No? Oh, I'm like mid shadow shot and still dying. Oh, he's gonna get rest. Yeah, that's fine. Then at least she dropped Signet for that, so I'm fine with that. No any balance. I don't know. For me it doesn't really change anything unless you come to me and say like there, like now I can't cleave, right? He put both down, right? I couldn't cleave there, but this is just two people, but I had no possibility. I was blinded. I couldn't I can't go in with dagger DP there, right? Because I'm taking damage in that well as well, and I'm blind spammed anyways. The only thing I can do is short before, which is obviously a day still, but it's no damage. What does the other classes do? You go in as a rev, okay, you're blinded. Anything else? Then yeah, I don't know. What's gonna do? Jesus, the fuck. Good damn. I got demolished. Scorpion Warrior. You guys are gonna wait. You guys are gonna get a change for Thief that was not needed at all, and they will say it was needed or something. Shadow Shot no longer blinds. Shadow Shot no longer ports you to the target. I don't know. I shouldn't give them ideas, I guess. Scepter more than Dagger, I obviously have no idea. You're gonna be playing with the new Thief. So I have no idea what the new Thief spec is gonna be, first of all, so I don't know. Has to elite here. Yep. Gonna port to node, I was gonna say. Ooh, I'm scared for that longbow. Oh yeah, block up still. That's what I meant, by the way, with resets. That's actually kind of fun to get sometimes on like by playing Deadly Arts. I mean, at this point the game is already over, so it's kind of like I don't see them possibly get back. So they have to. They can't give Bell and yeah, this one tick. So and they can't tank it either. They have no support here. She's coming soon, but oh, there we go. If anything, I hope for Shadow Arts nerfs, but you never know. I mean, to me, it genuinely doesn't really matter that much. Like the playstyle, like the only thing that let's say this, okay. What gives DP Thief in the current meta, where let's say we look back of Tournament of Legends, I can show you like the game. That's what I meant. I actually remind me after the AT that I'll show you the Tournament of Legends game. So in that scenario, the only reason why Shadow Wars is actually just better, if I would have ran Smokescreen, even if I didn't, but let's pretend I ran Smokescreen. The only reason is because I have lower cooldowns on any deception skill, which Smokescreen is as well. So you have Shadow Step, Blinding Powder, your heal, and Smokescreen. Literally all your utilities have lower cooldown by playing Shadow Arts. But you feel you do absolutely nothing on Thief other than force them to like you can force decaps or you just, but you're no damage. Like your Boon Rip from Steel is obviously good in teamfights because that's how you kill people. But other than that, you do no damage in the teamfights versus the Necros. Obviously this was with Scourges when Scourges could, like you could do whatever you wanted, and there was no like Teapot tournaments will always be different because you can't spec stack. You can class stack, but you can't spec stack, so you can't have double like core necro or whatever. But in that scenario, yeah, it let's say they remove Smokescreen from the thing, that it's not like they nerf Smokescreen fully like to hell. Like you could play Deadly Arts and Shadow Arts equally as well, right? Like there's no, like you have lower cooldowns on Shadow Step and Blinding Powder, that's it, and you're healing. But again, like if you just do the same things, you can still, like, yeah, I don't know, it's I don't know, it's you will not do anything different on being Deadly Arts in those fights. Like your playstyle will still be the same, the fights will still be the same. Like you're not gonna do anything different on being on Deadly Arts or Shadow Arts. that's yeah. Honestly, what's left to nerf on SA? Well, so I've always said to them that well, a lot of people they wanted to know like why do people pick on the forums? People they're like, oh, thieves, they do so much damage, they just don't pick any offensive trait line. Well, the reason is that you do enough damage to, like, even if you pick the highest amount of damage that you can possibly do on Thief and you go +1 aside, like a Prot Hollow versus Prot Hollow, you still will not do anything to them in the matter of how fast a support or anyone of the enemy team can rotate. Like, it's just not, you will probably end up taking more cleave than actually doing damage to the person that you're +1ing. If you would go Zerk with 11k HP or whatever, and you would play like Core with Assassin's Signet, hell, whatever, like anything, it's just not worth it, right? And you achieve the same thing by just being Shadow Arts, but you're also just then tankier and you have more stealth. So you can hide your rotations much better by being in stealth. And the thing is, the difference between Deadly Arts, like if we don't go like full YOLO, like Assassin's Signet and Zerg Amulet with Scholar Rune, the difference between Shadow Arts and Deadly Arts in the same spec, like if I would have the same amulet, the same everything, and I would now spec to Shadow Arts, the difference in damage is so minor. The only time when Deadly Arts gets ahead is when you do Steel Backstab and you apply Vuln, which is still, this Condi will probably be cleansed instantly by most classes. And then if they are very heavily Condi bombed, right? Those are the two scenarios where you will do a little bit more damage than a Shadow Art Thief will do. But when you go in +1, like, it's enough for you to do the damage that you're doing from Shadow Arts to bully them off node. You will never kill them, even if you're Deadly Arts or Shadow Arts. You will just end up bullying them off node, and then eventually get the full cap for your teammate. But neither of them will die in a +1. So that's why you pick Shadow Arts then, because you have more survivability, and your damage is enough. If Shadow Arts didn't have enough damage, then obviously, if there was a case where Deadly Arts were just suddenly did tons more damage, then obviously you would play that. But that's not the case, so. The fuck? He got deleted. Okay. Well, I'm fine with this. Oh, they didn't get the Signet actually, feels bad, man. Yeah, this is... I don't know why we pushed far, but I don't think... I can't get the rest. If I had Smokescreen there, maybe, and we had a Necro there, we could have... There's a possibility, yeah, we're just all gonna wipe here, I think. Feels bad, man. I kind of want to get out of combat, but I don't know if I will. I might die for this. Like, we have to go for a... Ooh, that's a lot of burns from... I actually don't know what... Was it F1 from guard, maybe? But yeah, we need to regroup before we go anywhere, so... Like, no guard, no nothing. Like, I can... He has probably worm. What? He actually hit that? The fuck? This is not good for me. I'm actually... if the Rev would have jumped me there, I could have died, but... Yeah, I don't know, they need to team fight, I think, and then let Dra push on the side, and then we're kinda okay. But we need to target the Guardian, that's it. I wanna go for guard. Like, if we don't target guard, we're just gonna lose, I think. That's elite already. Like, their thief can obviously decap our node, but at this point we're going for the fight, right? So if we win the fight here, then obviously we're ahead. So here I'm a little bit slower. They have to play safe now. If I was on voice, obviously they would know, but what? Oh, he went necro? What the fuck? I don't know. They're gonna get, my team is gonna get outnumbered, I think, so. I don't know what's coming here. It's Guardian, actually. Can I get a stomp here, though? No. Holy shit! I'm dead, though. What the fuck? Oh my god, that was close. Fuck yeah. No, I got blinded. But my steal went off. Didn't work anyways, so... But yeah, here, like... Yeah, this is... Oh, he managed to... They did get it though, so that's good. Obviously, we wanted they're full capping our close, so we obviously want to get the decap here ASAP. But no one is coming. Well, Dra is coming now, so just get the decap instantly, and then we can. Oh, he got decap middle. Upper is up as well, so that's obviously very good. If we get the kill here, and the Necro is also good. I don't know if he has Signet. He does not, so we stomp it anyways. Can stealth him. Can actually jump the guard. I don't know if this is worth it, but can probably go for the decap. Our Necro is actually going. I don't have stealth here though. But I'm fine with. They're not peeling for him right now. Okay, now Necro came. Woo. I can't, he's kind of stuck here, feels bad, man. I don't know why there's so many upper, like, I think they should have left Necro maybe on upper and help. Yeah, you should get it now. I shouldn't have used steal there, maybe my bad. Now we lose, might actually die here because I got CC'd. I can maybe get the decap middle though. Looked like we were far behind, but the game is quite close. I think the Necro is here though, so this could be a bit YOLO. Yeah, it's not. Should be okay still. Yeah, I don't know why we're fighting so many for the upper buff. It's that kind of through it. I mean, we do get the kills now, so I guess that's. Now they might not have the cleave though, so I don't know. I did not see. Well, they do actually. I'm gonna stomp this out because you never know. But yeah, we end up getting decapped on the map. But I think if Dra is 1v1, I guess it's Dra. Yeah, he's getting it free. Oh, so NG middle. Oh. I got it done. So we stomp here, so it's their Necro on their side, so we know that. We got the upper actually, that's also good, and we got the double cap now. They're trying to outnumber Dra. He actually survives, that's extremely good. I don't think he has elite, yeah, I was just gonna say, he's Thief is probably gonna go middle now. Yeah, that's fine. He didn't get his thing off. Lowers. We're gonna stomp this because their guard is respawning, so we don't want him to signet him from spawn. I don't know who's lowers or Rev. I wonder what matchup he's in. I know NG was middle. Maybe we just go middle, try to decap the NG. I don't know where the NG is right now. Yeah, he's trying to push, so we get the free cap here. That's good. Or we push him, so that's equally as fine too. So what? No, what? I thought I was on fucking pistol. I got the heal though, but yeah, they did. Whew, Jesus, that was close. Yeah, I'm a bit too pressured. Well, I was gonna say I'll return. That thief is very pressured too. I don't know if is there guard down below. I can't actually see. Yeah, it is, they are actually. So our Rev seems pressured, but he's getting help right now. S from the NG. He should die here. Gonna heal here. He's gonna try to knock. No. Gonna interrupt him. Immobilize him. Oh, well, he's dead anyways. I'm gonna try to peel for lower maybe. Oh, he got the signet, so that's perfect. Maybe I can just go cap close then for free. So yeah, Dra gets decap, that's fine. Is Thief? No? Okay, he has Thief Rev then, I think. Yep. I'm playing with Helio, Naru, Dra, and Zeromis. That's who I'm playing with. I think it's, is it Thief? Actually, I kind of want to see what's lower though. Like, I don't want to stay in guard, you know? Like, the Thief... Oh, the Thief is actually here, so that's fine, I guess. Is it... Okay, I was gonna say, if Naru came for the rest, okay. I thought he was gonna come for the rest, but... well, that's my bad. I thought because I stole the NG and then I was gonna stealth as well, and he would come, but he doesn't know if I'm not on voice either, so... but oh well. Because if I blinding powder there, we would stealth everyone on the team, and sorry, we would blind everyone around that was cleaving as well. So, but maybe it's I could also signet, yeah. But yeah, kinda. To be honest, like their comp, that is upper is obviously gonna be relevant. I kinda have to hold upper right now, I think. I don't want to give them upper right now. Like, look at this. This is a bit of a throw, I think. Oh. He can't port after me, so we get the DK for free here. What? This class is like a mobility god. He has no stun break though, so he should die here instantly. Yeah, he was about to go, so just cleave this in case I don't think anyone is gonna come. Thief is decapping our close, that's fine. I'm gonna go decap myself, could actually go for full cap, so Naru might get plus on upper. Yeah, or Dra might actually get. I'm just gonna go for the decap anyways, so I mean the whole map is decapped at this point, so it actually doesn't really matter if they get upper. So I'm going for the full cap here, so they stomped him out, that's fine. The thief's probably gonna come here, and oh, I forgot they have the rev too, right? So I have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, I was gonna say. I want If I was Shadow Arts there, there's a big possibility. I can't really hold the node versus this, so um, so that's like I have to give the decap. That's the thing. They're gonna have to Zerg middle for the cap as well, but I don't know why he swapped to Shiro without using his heal there. That's the... Okay, never mind. What? Oh, okay, fuck. Are we throwing this game now? Maybe we should just have for safety go. I don't know. This is stupid. I mean, there's no way we can throw the game at this point, right? Oh, it's ticking, right? One more point. Ah, okay. Okay, just one kill then. We managed to smoke like whatever it's called. Ooh, I managed to survive. We win. Oh, it was the finals. What the fuck? Okay. Easy gold. I mean, it's that improv though. Yeah, that's what I meant with. It's actually quite funny with like I've always liked improv. Like before when it actually reset a whole category like deception, you could do like, and it actually could reset your elite and stuff. So yeah, it was. But yeah, let me see if I. No, actually, I don't have the VOD anymore of Tournament of Legends. Maybe I have it somewhere, but I would have to. I would have to dig through the stuff. Old SD, no, but even DP, like DP in HOT, like near end of HOT, you also had improv. So yeah. How much goal was that? You win. I actually don't know. I think 25 from the finals, and then each win that you do. Yeah, Daggerstorm, and when Daggerstorm was actually good, when it actually did damage, that was also pretty pretty crazy. But yeah, yeah, well, double steal SD as well was crazy. And well, yeah, in HOT we still had long range steal too, so Mercy, improv Mercy, yeah. Technically you could do that forever, right? if you had like some god tier RNG, you could you could probably have done that. No, well, when did they actually add a cooldown to improv, or was it always there? I can't remember. Like, was there? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Did you guys know though? In Corgi Wars 2, there was a possibility of actually getting 1.5k range steal. There was a trait called long range. I think you gave up sleight of hand though. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it was called long reach. Yeah, it was it in trickery? Yeah, it was the last trait in trickery. So yeah, I think you gave up sleight of hand. Yeah. Oh, maybe it wasn't the sleight of hand. Maybe it was, but yeah. Or was it in first tier? Oh, I thought it was in last, but yeah. Yes, old steel was actually 900 range. Didoff is correct. It was never. They decided to make steel 1.2k range eventually. I don't know why. That was also like. I think it was when they removed long reach. They decided, okay, let's just give the 1.2k and be okay with it, instead of like. Since you could pick a trait and it could have been 1.5k. So. Yeah, but look at that as well. Like how many reses like this is getting, and look, obviously I don't know how many of these teams are on voice. I have a hard time believing anyone is, but like trust me, when you're in an organized environment, like where you're on voice and you actually play proper specs, and you know you're about to die or something, and you drop garbage on the ground, there's no way people are gonna ever get the cleave on you. Like it's just not possible. Yeah, yeah, I remember infiltrating. I ran even in old DP, like in before like Shadow Wars and stuff. I mean, maybe even before that, I was always a lot of people were always running Blinding Powder. I always preferred to run. This is the utilities that I used to run. Well, you ran Shadow Refuge, you never ran Signet of Agility, because Signet of Agility was kind of shit back in the day. It didn't. I don't even remember if it removed Condi, or if it even gave dodges. I honestly can't remember. Maybe maybe it was dodge, but no cleanse. Regardless, I always ran this, and then eventually, like you kind of got forced into running Blinding Powder. Like you were, it was a little bit too YOLO, but I always liked Infiltrator Signet. It was fun to play. It was one Condi removal and full dodge. Was it full too? But yeah, I do remember that Signet was always just one Condi for the longest of time, like extremely long. I can't remember when they made it. Like it must have been like mid HOT when they increased the amount of Condis it cleansed. Like I remember how much you struggled on DP in HOT, like when Revs were playing the Malik's Shiro build and they would just weapon swap on you and you would you would just die from a weapon swap because you had to blow a Shadow Step cleanse just from weapon swap from Revenant without, otherwise you would die. It's just so stupid. But back then we had like Earth and Doom and yeah, you still ran Signet because you needed Condi cleanse, right? There was no possibility of not running it. So you had to play, like there was no option to not play it. But yeah, it was just crazy how like the old sigils when they existed, like Earth and Doom, weapon swap, it's still same. Well, yeah, why did they removed a lot of sigils? It's not just stacking sigils. They did an overhaul of sigils in general because they felt like the game was too bursty. So they removed air, fire, like all of these. They made new sigils entirely. Like these sigils do not exist anywhere except in, okay, well, some of them actually. I'm wrong. The cleansing, obviously, battle, absorption. So there's some sigils here, but most of the really broken or like the good ones, like leeching doesn't exist. You don't have well, bloodlust, obviously, air, fire, or blood sigil. Force sigil doesn't even exist. I guess that's exploitation, kind of. So rage, yeah, you always run rage. I remember that. Yeah, bloodlust doesn't exist. Agility, yeah. There's many sigils that could remove. Hydro, obviously, yeah. Wasn't there one more that was kind of like a battle, but not? I don't remember. There was something that was. But yeah, the sigils got nerfed extremely much. Runes as well got removed. We don't have pack runes for. But pack runes also got buffed quite a lot. Old Vamp, yeah. Celerity is pretty good, yeah, but that doesn't exist in PvP either. Draining doesn't exist. What more? Yeah, there's many things that don't exist in PvP. It's kind of sad because when you're a thief and like, or I guess every player, the more they reduce the amount of options you have to play around with your specs, the more boxed in you get, right? Like in Warrior's World, there's so many things you can play on Thief. Like you can swap around so much runes and sigils and like armor stats. Like you can modify yourself to extremely much, right? Like I can't even run like Marauder. I feel like 16.6k is too much HP. Maybe I want a little bit more Zerky. But yeah, hey, oh wow, look, in Warrior's World I can just do this, and I say, oh look, I want a Marauder piece. Oh, there, now I have one more Marauder. Or I want to go a little bit more Zerky, then I swap one of my pieces to Zerk. So you can tweak your armor much more. And in PvP, just kind of you're stuck. This is what you have, right? Surging, old Vamp runes. There was, I think people ran Swanee rune as well after Vamp rune got nerfed because you became an ice block when you went below 20% HP. Yeah, Trapper is fine because yeah, that's true. SD, Condi SD, you used to run the heal, I think, the heal on dodge. Sorry, the trap. when you healed. So when you withdrew, like you used withdraw, does it even exist anymore? No, they removed it, right? There used to be, one of the traits used to be that when you heal, you put a trap down, like a needle trap or something, and that would proc Trapper Rune actually. So it's just that this is their ways of trying to fix their holes in broken balance. Instead of actively balancing, they do it the lazy way, and this is how we end up. Like that's why we are where we are right now. Like they felt damage was too much when air, fire and stuff existed. Okay, well let's remove them. Oh wait, well, but look at how much damage still exists in the game, even after that. And then Path of Fire comes or whatever. The damage is just on steroids. What did Airfire? What did they even do at that point? So yeah, there was. Yeah, it's just too many quick fixes here and there, and then we just end up with like how many amulets have gotten removed because that they felt like, okay, look, this amulet is making this class broken, instead of actually just fixing the numbers or the actual behavior of the skill. Well, then they do it the lazy way. Oh, let's remove the amulet because fuck it. It's just yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't disagree with you that if a rune or a sigil is overperforming extremely much, of course remove it. Like Bloodlust sigils. Was it nice to stack 25 Bloodlust to be able to burst even more on Thief when you were very hard to kill in general too? Yeah, of course. Okay, remove Bloodlust then. So, but yeah, it's opinion on DE in PvP. It's fine. Like if you want to play it in ranked, it works absolutely fine. But yeah, anyways, yeah, it has more damage but less mobility. That's pretty much what he meant. Yeah. But yeah, I just, if they just actively balanced instead of coming up with these lazy changes in order to just fix something because they feel like something is broken but they can't invest that time. I'd rather them taking longer to balance than actually just doing these quick fixes. And like that's why I've been saying for the longest of time as well, like we can't just keep nerfing everything. As soon as something pops up as being broken, they nerf it. Right? Like, okay, look, this side noder is too tanky. Okay, well, let's just nerf it. And then the next side noder that comes up is as tanky, but it got negated by that one. And then where are you gonna end up with? Just specs are getting nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, and nothing is gonna be played anymore. It's just quick fixes. Yeah, well, yeah. It just needs to be active balancing. That's it. Yeah, well, I hope it's fun to play. Anyways, I'll host you guys over to Naru. I'm not sure if I can stream tomorrow. As I said, I want to try and at least be actively streaming. Hopefully to the beta as well. Like when the beta comes. I'm not sure what I will do when the beta comes if Thief is not one of them. I don't really enjoy playing other classes, but maybe they are fun to play, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll try to stream. If I stream tomorrow, I stream, but then it will be an earlier stream. That would be 6 o'clock, like 18:00, and then to like 9 o'clock. Other than that, I'll stream on Thursday, and then Friday, and then we'll see. But anyways, I'll host you guys tomorrow. I did not play the first beta, so. I only watched. Nice. Good night, guys.